still be hard for me. I'm sorry, regardless of regardless of the fuckery behind the scenes. That shit will always hit for me. Jobber Nation, welcome to another episode of the Jobbertears podcast. What number is this? Like,
I don't know.
how you don't know? Don't
How do you know?
Shit? I don't know.
Oh, right.
That's what I have y'all for.
265.
265.
You just made that up?
Of course I did.
Why would you do that?
This is wrestling. Everything's kayfabe.
No, everything's not kayfabe.
Yeah.
And we have been witnessing that everything is not kayfabe.
Listen. To this day, I'm still looking for parts unknown.
I'm looking for vacant, so good luck.
Exactly. You feel me?
Well, once again, Jobber Nation, welcome to another episode of the Jobbertears podcast. Hey Kyle, shout outs to the Four Corners for commentary.
Shout out to Checkmate West.
Oh, Checkmate West, what up? Welcome to the building. Good afternoon, all that are watching on the live feed. Make sure to always follow us on all social media platforms. You can subscribe to our YouTube page. We have how many subscribers are we at right now?
We have a lot. Nobody needs to know our business.
Wow. That's the whole point of having a podcast. The business is out there. But it's okay. But before we do get started, no, I don't want to do that. Before we get started, I want to see if this person will pick up.
Okay.
And see, cause niggas be nigger. I just want to see real quick if he'll answer. If not, he'll realize that he should have probably answered.
November 5th. Okay.
He better not be doing that nasty. Well, I was trying to call our good brother, a part of the Jobbertears South, Mr. Montana Black. Today is his birthday. So those that are watching on live, make sure to wish him a special happy birthday. Part of the original, the OG of the Jobbertears South. And speaking of OG, we're gonna get into how y'all listen. I feel like, to countless wrestling events, whether it's independent, whether it's WWE, A-Dubs, MLW, Impact. The list goes on and on. This past Monday was probably top 5 best experiences at a live event that I've had.
Nah, man. Fuck y'all.
Like, legit.
I ain't niggas boo Bobby, son.
Yo, it's just,
Jay Troy,
it's so funny. Yo, so let me tell you. Hold on, I'm gonna listen.
When he lose it, y'all cheer that he lose.
Yo, I'm going to totally break down that whole sequence for you.
I'm listening
because that shit was funny. So me and Mikey was like, yo, I'm going to Raw just for Bobby. Just for Roberto. So he's out here fist pumping with everybody too.
Everybody fist pumping with that nigga.
Yo, and I didn't realize the actual, like, how it visually looked until live on Monday, and literally everyone on TV side was in sync. It was that was perfect. I couldn't even tell y'all that. But let me tell y'all.
Go ahead.
Then when Roberto said his 2 words, and I was just sitting here like, okay, not thinking of anything, because I totally wasn't trying to hear dirt sheet shit or anything on Monday. I was just going to take it for what it was. But Mikey had mentioned to me earlier in the day, he said, yo, they talking about Brock. And I was like, yeah, I believe him when I see it, blah, blah, blah. When I tell you that fucking my whole, remember the Spirit of Undertaker?
Right.
Whole shit happened to me. Spirit came back in because I did not see it coming. I was excited. Y'all know I like Brock. I like Brock, so it ain't nothing. Mm-hmm. But us, New Yorkers, we just
no. Wrestling fans fickle.
Well, I mean, I can only talk about my city because that's where I'm from and what I can experience.
Y'all fist pumps with the dudes, son.
But that's the point.
Y'all ain't shit. And
I mean, I will say I didn't fist pump because that's not my thing.
Oh no! You get to be tight.
However,
let the white man. You cheer for the white man to beat up the black man. Come on, B.
I don't think it
twice.
Was I don't.
Twice. Seth won. Y'all all cheering. That's a bad guy.
You definitely made it a black and white thing when I don't think it really is. But it's okay.
It doesn't matter.
I think all in all, it was probably the setup for what may happen between now and Crown Jewel. I don't give up. Neither are you.
Yo, listen, I cheer for Bobby all the way through.
Nigga, but I'm pretty sure there are niggas you have in the past that have cheered and booed at the same time.
Babyfaces. That's a proven fact right there. Grand example. The nigga Bobby, come on, B.
Now, I will say, when they told Brock one more. I was like, damn.
Come on.
Y'all niggas
really?
ruthless.
Really? Y'all fist pumpers the man, son.
Shout outs to Clark Street Wrestling, Shot Town in the building. But like I said, I think, and we'll talk a little bit more about Raw in a minute. But let's talk about the Extreme La Rules. Woo!
I forgot it was this far Saturday.
Yes, this past Saturday. Thanks to everyone that came out to Legends. We appreciate everybody coming out. We saw a lot of new faces at the bar. A lot of old faces. My ex was there. Legit. From high school. Hilarious. Yo, I had text Danny. I said, yo, it would be yeah, he messaged me. So he's always like wrestling. So that's nothing. And what he said to me was, he was like, yo, my homeboys always come to Legends and I'm not able to go. And this was the one time. They were sitting on the other side of the bar. And he was like, yo, this the one time I could pull up. So I said, oh, okay, cool.
He's a fan of the show?
I don't know if he's a fan of the show, but he's always supportive and stuff. Always checks in from time to time. But I just thought it was so funny. I was like, this would be my life. This is absolutely it. And I shout out, whose idea was to put that clip on the Jobbertears podcast page about playing wrestling while having sex.
Oh, I did.
Shout out to everybody that's commented it though. Shout out to Shane Taylor. Best comment. My man said, I played myself.
I mean, it's kind of awkward if I play matches that I referee.
Is it?
It is.
Would you ever play your match?
No.
Well, look at him. Oh, I became ordained minister yesterday.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, online.
Oh,
yeah,
so
you can do it online.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So am I.
Oh.
Yeah. So I got paid $35 for the whole certificate, the card. I could park in handicap spots if I went to the hospital.
Why?
Because I got the minister thing now.
Oh.
I could get that, yeah.
Okay, that's kind of clutch.
Yeah. So ooh, listen. If y'all guys want me to, officiate y'all weddings, see what I did there? Because I'm an official referee.
You're official. Are you going to officiate a wedding in a referee shirt?
I would do that, yes. You listen.
But it has to be a wrestling wedding, though.
Yes, let me know. I will be your minister for your weddings. Let me know.
Speaking of that, it's
and your
so
baptisms, and your baby, and your baby dedication. I could do all of that, B.
You mean baptism?
Mm-hmm.
Baby confirmation.
And I can baptize you.
No, you cannot.
You're the first ever baptism wrestling match.
Down. Oh,
Me versus brother greatness. That'd be a fire match though, son.
Speaking of him, I did not know how well of a heel he could play, and it's wild.
When you have religion, you play a heel.
It's wild.
Religion makes you a heel low key.
Well, yeah, because it's problematic as well.
Super problematic.
Yeah.
Super problematic.
But okay, back to Extreme Rules. We had 6 matches.
Dang. So is pastors really heel? Like if you don't follow the good book, you're banished from the church? That's a real that's some real heel shit right there, B.
Yeah. Did you not see do y'all watch Kanan?
Kane?
No.
No.
Y'all should watch Kanan because I feel like it's probably a reimagination of y'all childhood in Southside.
Probably.
But no, what happened was because Jukebox is, gay, and her mama is in the church, so she ended up finding her mama in the church, and they did this whole seance intervention thing, and the pastor was hitting her hand and trying to speak the word and stuff. Yep. And I was like, this is some real heel shit. Why would you do that?
Heels.
Wow.
Heels. Real talk. A lot of pastors out here, think about it. They take money from the church and buy Benz. Yo, y'all some real heels. Really think about it. Yo, some of them, I'm telling you a wild story, son. So a bishop had a whole kid, right? A whole kid, right? Didn't even raise the kid because you say, no.
The demon raised the kid?
Well, the bishop was raised, basically got a church member pregnant and kept her on the low. So she had the baby, didn't tell her kid that was his pops until he died.
Well, that sounds about right.
That's typical. But all right, Extreme Rules. Let's talk about some highs and lows. What a pay-per-view, I will say. It started off with the Donnybrook, good old-fashioned Donnybrook, where Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes took the W.
That was a good match.
And it's really good because Sheamus got interviewed. Hey, Vaughn. Sheamus actually got recently interviewed, and he talked about how being team, having the two of them with him now has restarted his love and passion for wrestling. So it's really good to have that reigniting passion.
It's a great combination
because you can see it on the TV. It does display on TV very well. And then we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion.
Okay. Nobody likes Liv though.
No one likes Ronda. Well, I don't like Ronda. So.
They like Ronda more than Liv.
Yo, did you? I
really like Liv.
I actually like Liv too. Like so that's why like the run and everything. Like even though it was short lived, like I'm actually glad though she still got that taste of what that feels like.
Got them out.
I don't agree. Good afternoon, fellow Black people. I don't know which direction they're gonna go with Ronda, so it's gonna be very interesting to see which role and who's gonna be the next opponent for her.
My son Montezi.
Oh, hey.
My son Seymour's brother, Michael Bostic.
Shout out to Michael Bostic in the building.
Oh, happy 2 years anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Happy 2 years anniversary.
Thank you.
It was like 2 years. Like,
yeah.
yo, everything get full. Like,
it's wild.
Like COVID really messed up our time, because I really thought that y'all was getting for at least 4 or 5 years.
Nigga, what?
Listen.
I appreciate it. No, but thank you to everyone at West, gave us best wishes. I think y'all like him more than me. Legit.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
other guys,
I'm pretty confident in that. Like
other guys, they was cool, but
no, it's problematic.
They wasn't like Janelle style.
It was problematic. I can own that. But thank you so much. It's been an interesting ride to say the least. We ain't shit. But yeah, so going back to Extreme Rules, so then we had the strap in and out. We had the strap match.
That was all right. It was cool.
Where Karrion Kross got that good old dubs with the assist from Scarlett.
The Finn Balor match was the match of the night.
Shout outs to my man Jamie Noble for producing that I Quit match.
Emotional, son. Emotional.
I Quit match produced by Jamie Noble.
Fire. Jamie Noble, boy.
It still was too long.
They could have shaved 5 minutes. I will kind of agree.
It's because it was Edge.
And you know what? Everybody forgot about the fight pit match because of how like anticlimactic the whole shit was.
The fight pit match was okay.
It was good for what it was.
The one that
DC
was better.
DC was out here looking like Savio Vega, and I didn't sign up for that
because they're both Spanish.
DC who?
The guy, the Daniel.
I think he's Dominican.
I don't know what he is, but he out here was thickums. And I was just like, I don't know how he's a referee in a match that doesn't need a pinfall. But I guess the submission, somebody got to be there.
I didn't like the whole setup of it. Like it looked too cartoonish. Like with the light ups around it. This wasn't a fight pit match. Like,
I think you were looking for the dingy rawness of it, which is how it was on NXT.
Yeah.
And
he is a Dominican. I thought he was.
I think.
He's our cousin. Shout out to Cuzzo.
Shout out to Big Cuzzo.
Shout out to
Joey. Let me tell y'all, I lost it when I saw him. I can't even tell you. And what he ended up so we ended up seeing him after the show, like outside, like the let out, which I was kind of glad because I was like, oh my God, I gotta send you all the videos I took and pictures and stuff. And he was like, yo, that whole segment with Road Dogg and them was on the fly. That wasn't scripted.
Wow.
That was in real time.
Wow.
He flat out said that shit was real, like live.
Wow.
Like they counted him down like 5, 4, 3, 2, and it went live with all of them there.
So basically,
with no script.
Joey Ace is the real Forbidden Door then.
Actually, I think Carl Anderson's about to be the real Forbidden Door, but we're gonna get to that soon. So back to Extreme Rules. So we had that. Bianca Belair retained her Raw Women's title.
Except Swerve.
Shout out to everybody who said that.
Vaughn.
Because we're going to get to that. Don't you worry.
Fuck that nigga.
We're going to get to that.
Matter of fact, no. Let me not do that, man. He black, man.
No, not even that. We going to get to it. But Bianca Belair retained against Bayley, which I thought the ladder match was really good.
It was a solid.
Shout outs to Petey Williams who produced that match. That was really good.
Oh, the maker of the father of the Canadian
Destroyer, yeah.
That's not true.
But
who is it then?
It's Red.
When I got introduced to wrestling, I didn't see Red doing it. I saw Petey Williams doing that first.
Red did it first. Do you want to put money on it?
I'm not betting you. So Okay.
Why is it always a bet?
Okay. That's your question. So how did Petey get more notice for that?
Because it's Petey.
Oh well, because he had they were on the same platform, but Petey was bigger. You gotta They hyped that whole I can get
for real.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dang, so that's a real colonizer shit, B.
Well, I mean,
he's Canadian.
He's Canadian, so
He's still a colonizer.
Yes, he is.
He's a nicer one. I'll tell you in your face.
He's
Amazing
Red really birthed half these niggas on the scene, son.
What other matches am I missing besides? So we talked about the fight pit, where Riddle won, and everyone figured that was gonna happen. But listen, Triple H,
the Y6.
Paul, let me speak to you for a second, Paul. The fact that you did the exact same, they copied and pasted. I didn't realize, and someone had posted it online, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, that is so true. The way that takeover ended when Ciampa turned on Gargano was the same way they ended Extreme Rules. Yeah. With that oh shit moment where we are welcomed by the Eater of All Worlds returning. Mr. Bray Wyatt is back in the WWE. They were saying that the talks with him and his contract were actually in talks well before Vince had retired. So that was also something I think a lot of people were kind of going back and forth about, like, oh, he's only back because of trips, but apparently...
Doesn't matter?
To some people it does. I'm not saying to you it may not, but to some and others it may. But to come to find out that they had already been in talks well before Vince retired. So his comeback, he brought his characters to life from the Fire Funhouse. It was a bit spooky. Who cut out the lights at Legends?
Yeah, who did that?
I think it was
did Roy do it?
Yeah, Roy.
Oh, I got something for Roy next. Yo, it was so perfectly timed. That's why I said, looking for you. I was like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? I said, this shit is already creepy. Yeah, why? Who turned off the lights?
When they want to turn the lights, like we turn all the bars.
That shit was scary. But to see Bray healthy back, very creative part on WWE's
Tony Khan was punching air that day.
Yo, that nigga was upset. Like, you can't even be more upset about that.
You can make your own Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I think they tried with the House of Black, and that didn't work. But yeah, what were your overall? What did you think about Extreme Rules? Was this?
It was an 8 out of 10.
Okay,
it was a solid 8 out of 10. It was good. It was good wrestling. It was easy digestible. It wasn't long.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Roman's not there.
Yeah,
I do too.
Because he doesn't have to be on every pay-per-view. Because that's like modern day, like old school wrestling type. But he doesn't have to be on every pay-per-view, and it makes other people get some more light.
It highlights other champions and highlights other storylines and things like that. Somebody mentioned Liv Morgan should have retained. I'm not upset nor mad. For me, I love the character work that Liv's been doing. Eddie Kingston says no. He's not. As much as I love Eddie, he's
on the Vince. You said that he was on the Vince because he's a Teflon.
Who?
Bray Wyatt.
What do you mean?
Like he could win or lose. He's over on the mic. He's good.
Well, yeah, I guess in that aspect. Well, I guess in that aspect of Eddie Kingston, you're not needing a title to be over. And if we're talking in that sense, then yes. Then I can agree to that. But Extreme Rules, I think it did what it needed to do. I love the fact that certain storylines left the cliffhanger, so like the Liv Morgan situation. And that's why I kind of like where, they do the hand-in-hand. WWE does a really good job with the digital exclusive clips on their YouTube page. If you haven't, if you don't indulge in that, I do recommend, especially after pay-per-views, to catch a clip or two, because it was a clip where Liv was backstage, like in the corner in darkness, just to herself. And it was just like, this is the Liv that I think everybody really wants to see. So it's really exciting to see that.
It was good.
And then we fast forward 2 days later to Raw, where I will say definitely thought Bray was going to show up, so was disappointed in that.
He did.
Not going to hold you. Like, I met like real life in person. Mm-hmm. But apparently Bray Wyatt will be exclusive to the SmackDown brand on Fox.
Fox said no.
Yeah, Fox put their dick on the table and was like,
said, bring that ass.
So
you took our champion away, you gonna give us Bray.
Who did they take the champion away?
Roman.
Well, no, that's USA Network.
Roman's on both.
Yeah,
barely.
That's why.
But like he's rare. Like he's more on SmackDown than on Raw.
Like he was there originally on SmackDown when he had one time. He was always there. Now it looked like he won both. You took my champion away. Give me Bray.
Well, they have all the top stars.
Correct. Yeah, SmackDown just became real top heavy all of a sudden because you got Drew, you got Karrion, you got Bray, you got Roman now. I don't know what brand Braun be double dutching. Who knows? But he probably will be on SmackDown because Raquel's on SmackDown. So actually, I can see that being a thing. But once again, Monday Night Raw was. You're stupid.
Big Mommy cool.
So once again, SmackDown was here in Brooklyn, New York, at the Barclays Center.
Brooklyn.
From top to bottom was an experience. I don't know, and that's what I was afraid of. I don't know if it translated well on TV.
It did.
Because it was like not like the only moment the crowd was down was the Gargano Austin Theory match. But to be honest, and I had told Mikey, I said it was an NXT match. I said I don't think people came to sign up for that.
So let me ask you a question. A lot of people are complaining about Austin Theory is losing. He's on a 15 match losing streak. He's still
Money in the Bank winner. That nigga, he could lose every match. He still has that briefcase that can change everything at a split instant.
But people feel that's bad booking because you always want to make the Money in the Bank winner strong. That's what these walk culture niggas be saying.
I watch them a lot more, I think, especially like the up and down that Simon does.
I like Simon's up and down because his is more like, since he's a wrestler, and like his to me, I feel like he's a little more positive. These other dudes, they're like typical wrestling fan. 1 minute they hate Bray, 1 minute they hate one person. When the person comes back, oh my gosh, oh my god, he's my favorite wrestler. I'm looking like y'all British niggas are no better from the American.
But I think
Shout out to Muscle Malcolm.
I think with Austin Theory, I think the whole like maybe building him. Like I mean, I don't think the whole like Johnny Gargano coming back and him losing was gonna ever be a thing. So that I already knew, and I think since Austin had been on the main roster already, I think that was a probably good introduction, especially like if you had watched the NXT situation.
Shout out to NXT. Yo.
Hold on, we gonna get there.
Son.
We gonna see.
WWE for like a real universe, dog.
Yo, it actually does. I actually enjoyed. Hold on, let's finish Raw. We gonna get there.
I was gonna say this, like they hired somebody who writes comic books.
Shit.
Yeah, and
he watched Marvel movies. Yeah. He does Marvel movies.
Yeah, and like
but he does a whole bunch of stuff. Like he was producer for the Ellen DeGeneres show.
And you know how to connect stuff together. So now, like those talking about now is just. It matters to watch wrestling. Because I'm not going to lie to you, son.
I've been asking about SmackDown since Monday.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, son. WWE does feel like a TV show now, B. Like, the Lucha Underground feeling like, yo, you have to watch last week. Like, I feel like every week is must see.
It's a Dragon Ball Z.
But that's how it's supposed to be.
And the one thing that I like about Triple H, some people might complain about it, but it fills time, and I like that they do a recap every week so far.
I do too.
Because for a new viewer coming in, you be looking like, yo, watch wrestling. You look like, I don't get what's going on. The recap be looking like, oh, okay.
Even doing Raw, like there were guys sitting behind us, and they this is probably like one of their first shows ever, and they don't really watch, as frequent. Mm-hmm. So like even during the show, when they would do clips of like Extreme Rules or like last week on SmackDown, like. It's helpful to put the pieces together. What were you gonna say?
No, so the thing about with Triple H, it's not even really him. It's more the people that's getting to say things now. I think that's one of the biggest things because before it was just Vince's show. Vince did everything. Maybe a handful of people could tell him to change things, but now I think it's Triple H working as a team with people and getting them to come together as a team to say certain things. Because
it is a good idea. Like, yeah, people, like, even example with the whole Judgment Day. If Vince was still here, Finn Balor looked stupid already. Like, Edge would have came back, threw a pie in his face or something like that. But, listen, it's been fire, though. Shout out to the Good Brothers coming back.
So
I'm not a fan of them.
I'm not either. So that wasn't like a OMG moment for me. But it was a, like, okay. But the tricky, the interesting part about it that I will say out of that whole re-debut is that Carl Anderson holds a New Japan title. So that that Forbidden Door concept can be a real life thing.
Because
he's scheduled to defend the title in a few weeks in Japan.
Yeah.
And he's scheduled to be at Wrestle Kingdom in Japan in January.
But it's common though. Like it's common. Like
it's not common in WWE.
Yeah, it's common. Like when you have indie dates and stuff like that, they say fill out your dates, even from Vince, because he's all about respect.
It usually fill out your dates before you start.
Right, fill out your dates, and you may have.
But he started already. That's the difference.
Yeah, but no. Samoa Joe had a few indie dates too, like a few here and there.
But he was in NXT, not main roster.
But one thing that I like about this is, it's a good way to extend the bridge. It's a good way for both companies. Yes, New Japan might be doing deals with AEW, but it's kind of like I gotta explain too, Papio. You feel me?
No, but the thing about it never helped them.
It didn't benefit them. Neither side.
Yeah, but like.
Even now, when they try to use some of the people, it's like you have fans here that don't watch that don't know.
Listen, they might say a young boy out here to WWE. Listen, that's a good way to start a relationship. Hey, I'm saying my young boy. I got a developmental place I could send them NXT, and there's a lower card called NXT Level Up. So that's a good way to start a relationship, big dogs.
It is because they have I don't think people understand when I say certain things. So I got torn about the ROH thing, by the way.
Yo, you got a whole new asshole about that?
Yo, even like some dude from the wrestling Tempest comment on you said, people give anything, people say anything on the internet, and one guy said that it's a terrible thing. I was like, you cannot get all that from 45 seconds.
But the thing about it, I said it was they have more resources.
You did say that, and one thing that he did say was this: people don't listen. Hindsight being 20/20.
Yes, but nobody listens. But the thing about it,
people don't listen. They don't read. I put fucking captions on that shit.
I love that you put captions on that thing now. I appreciate that.
So the thing is,
because I got closed caption in my house.
So the thing about it, AEW stuck in between a rock and a hard place.
Yes.
They don't have. They have money, but they don't have resources. There's a difference. You can't, and they don't have enough clout and power within the industry.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, New Japan coming over to WWE, they have more resources. Literally, WWE is like, yo, hey, let's spend $1 billion, spend $1 million over and sending people to Japan and build another a dojo over there, NXT over there.
Or they can say, you know what? I would do investments where it could be a good program. You could come in like, hey, you send your guys here, send to a program. We go halfway through. They learn English. They learn the custom.
Yeah,
and then it'll be
they have a performance center.
They have a place where people can go.
Like literally, I'm going to say this again. If Rio came over here to WWE, you think she wouldn't have been better adjusted to American culture?
Thank you.
Or there's people don't get it. Like WWE, and I don't mean to shit on AEW because I like AEW. I go to Dynamite every time they're here.
Right.
That's facts.
Right.
He's still willing to spend money for Tony.
Yeah, people don't understand. Like WWE has a shit ton of resources because
it's a trusted brand.
No, because they've been around for so long.
I'm gonna do this to you.
Hold on, but if New Japan does start to work with WWE, because low key New Japan wanted to work with WWE for a while. Because of the resources that WWE has.
And also the reach.
Yes, that's the thing.
Because that's the biggest thing about a partnership. And we can attest to it because we partner with people. We partner with promotions.
And some niggas never helped us.
That's neither here or there. But the whole point of a partnership is both sides are supposed to benefit from each other's resources and what you guys have to offer. It should never be one-sided. And the whole thing when, the whole the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, that didn't benefit AEW because really nothing continued after that.
Thank you.
And then it never really benefited New Japan because all of them ended up going right back to where they were. So it never continued to be a partnership. Even going back to when they claimed he was partnering with Impact.
Thank you.
That benefited them more than it benefited Impact.
And on top of that is, let's say how people, I want to comment the whole Arya situation, right? People said, it's a bad idea.
I can pick a flight for for my flight next couple weeks.
Oh, okay. They'll say, it's a bad idea. They kept on mentioning Vince. But the one thing I find a common thread is, yo, stop looking at it as in like a wrestling thing and look at it from a business standpoint. Nobody does that.
No.
And now I'm looking at a standpoint of, hey, New Japan worked with WWE, right? You know what? I'm going to send a couple of my guys that you're familiar with. Shelton, MVP, a couple of guys from the back that you may know, familiar. Hey, how's it over here? It's good. This, that, third. Let's make business. Triple H. Oh, my gosh, Triple H. I see you on TV since he was younger. Researchers right there. Big boss. Oh, Stephanie, I like you. Big boss.
Let me tell you something real quick. So funny. An old coworker of mine, she works now for the Wall Street Journal. And they did, they interviewed Triple H yesterday. So she DMs me yesterday. She's like, Triple H is standing 200 feet away from me. I said, bitch, go steal him and kidnap him. But she was like, she was just like, he's so nice. And he, like, the thing though is like, you have to, when you're the face of the company, you have to act accordingly.
Black Adam comes out this weekend.
Black Adam.
So
I thought it was next weekend.
It's October 21st. It comes out next weekend.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
October
they
21st.
had the world premiere here last night.
Yeah.
You've been so, I feel so. He's been so sad about Dwayne because he found out Dwayne was here in New York and there was a chance he could have met him and he missed the chance.
And this is what I say about resources. I don't got the resources to meet Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Exactly.
I'll pay a ticket to go see him.
Oh,
I got enough money for that, but I don't have the resources or the clout to go see Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Speaking of that,
in person.
Speaking of that, something that you mentioned about resources, you do a deal with New Japan. Hey, Rock, come on, I give you $2 million. John Cena, $2 million. Hey, Undertaker, another $2 million. Right there and then.
Listen,
if
they find a way to do something in that Tokyo Dome,
think about
that's gonna be wild. I will say
question.
that.
Be real. What does AEW? Let's be honest. What resources that AEW may have that may, like, you as a wrestling company, right? Let's say that you like Mandingo Wrestling in Africa, right? You one of the biggest wrestling company, right? Boom.
Mandingo Wrestling?
Yeah.
Yo, I wonder if that's a real thing.
No, it's not, because that sounds like a porno. Mandingo Wrestling.
Why would you? Why was that the first thing you went to?
Because that's what they call in pornos, mandingos.
So what? So like, so
you the one that said it. So how you gonna want me for something you said?
So you're a federation called Mandingo Wrestling, right? You want the biggest one in Africa, right?
Well, it's called Mandingo, so you might as well.
You might as well be the big.
Yeah. So like you're in Africa, right?
But why Africa?
Because he wanted to be black.
Because Haiti's like in shambles right now, dogs. Like.
Sounds racist.
Like, literally, like, if we put a stadium in Haiti, it might collapse the whole floor. Like, that's how bad it is over there. It's bad.
Go to the ocean.
So, Mandingo, like, Mandingo Wrestling, right? Let me ask you a question. What do you gain for partnering up with AEW?
So, the thing is, it depends. With AEW, I don't want to completely shit on AEW.
That's why I'm asking you.
Because they do have a television deal.
Okay.
And it's a great television deal.
Okay.
So they're on TV weekly, twice a week.
Okay.
So that a lot of companies
Sometimes
don't have that.
What's that? What?
A lot of companies don't have that that type of deal.
What else?
So that's what you get. You get a nationwide.
You're getting a TV. So so remember when they had, I forgot the Japanese guy that came on Dynamite that everybody, he fought Hangman Page and it was a really good match.
Yeah, he's nice.
But like something like that for like someone like that doesn't watch New Japan but does watch AEW and saw that, now that's somebody you're gonna look out for. Though. You said what?
AEW don't have The Rock.
No, because they not building people, baby. They're not building people. But real quick, shout outs to
Someone said Mandingo Wrestling, the biggest. Oh, Johnny, you know I did that.
It's like a WrestleMania. It's like a WrestleMania type for Africa.
Welcome to Mandingo Wrestling.
Wild, just wild.
Gotta be women saying it too. B. Can't be no man saying
all
it.
women commentary.
All women, B. All women, B.
We're building an outrageous fed, guys. Carmelo Hayes was on Main Event, so he was in Brooklyn. He faced Cedric, so that was dope.
Shout out to those. Shout out to the wrestling club.
Yeah, that they met their goal. Shout out to anyone that donated to the wrestling club that they met their goal, so they're working their way to going to WrestleMania next year. Which
Shout
is really
out to Blackrasslin to helping send those kids to Raw. You know, unlike other people talking about how they do stuff for black people.
So we're gonna talk about Swerve right now. Yeah, so first things first, Swerve is a hoe.
Big time.
let's put it out there. Swerve Strickland is a hoe.
Andradas or like
I don't even think Andrade is.
Nah, he's not even. He's above Andrade.
I don't think that.
So like,
he's like mega hoe.
He's Alberto?
Yeah.
Damn, he a ho ho.
That's like ho 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 ho.
So people who did it. So people who don't understand why we calling Swerve Strickland a hoe.
There's a reason, I promise.
Blackrasslin podcast.
Shout outs to the Good Brothers.
Good Brothers, man.
And Sis, a Blackrasslin podcast. Happy birthday, Cal.
Yeah.
Happy belated.
Sis came through on Saturday.
Yeah, Mimi. Shout out to Mimi.
Shout out to Mimi, yo.
But continue about Swerve.
Whole ass. Oh, shout out to Real Life Cass.
So Juneteenth 2022, Blackrasslin put out their 5th annual BRP
500.
No, BRP.
Oh yeah.
BRP list. So it's a list of the top 50 black wrestlers over a certain amount of time.
Shout out to Kyle. Happy birthday to you, King.
And the timing is from May previous year.
So so this year's list was looking at May of 2021
and up to May 2022.
Okay.
So it's your win-loss record, titles held to including title length, TV time, in-ring acumen, and overall impact.
Okay.
So between, once again, what is it? May 2021
a year
to May
365
to May 2022. They're looking at that. They're looking at those times. Now, Swerve Strickland's on the list.
Number 19.
He finishes at number 19.
Not doing shit last year much.
Yeah. He was on number 19 on the list. The team puts it out. They start promoting about their list because that's what you're supposed to do. And they start talking about it. Swerve, which later deletes, he tweets at them.
Keep that same energy, bro.
And says, "Take me off this list." Now you're entitled to feel whatever you want to do.
And this is what he said.
Because it was just like they're putting people way ahead that, for one, just had a pay-per-view, just started getting buzz.
Right.
Because he's popping now and starting to simmer. He's not on fire yet. He's just starting to simmer and get theirs. I'm not putting people's names specifically, but these people, they're putting male and female, they're just starting to simmer and get noticed, get the eye out there. And you're throwing them ahead of people that have been laying a pipe. Who won at WrestleMania.
WrestleMania main events.
Who won Money in the Bank. So you're just going to throw away all that because this person's doing pretty well right now. They haven't, no.
So you were more displeased about it being more about like a relevant thing as opposed to what they accomplished.
It's cloudy. It's very clout chasey. And I'm like, and I didn't like that. Okay. I'm like, if you're not going to do it right,
don't do it at all.
Don't do it at all.
So I will name the people that are above him on this list. Number 1, Bianca Belair. Number 2, Bobby Lashley. Number 3, Jade Cargill. Number 4, Big E. Number 5, Sasha Banks. Number 6, Carmelo Hayes. I think he was talking about Carmelo Hayes low key. Number 7, Jonathan Gresham. Number 8, Ricky Starks. Number 9, Scorpio Sky. Number 10, Tasha Steelz. Number 11, Chris Bay. Number 12, Dante Martin. Number 13, Shane Taylor. Number 14, Naomi. Number 15, Will Hobbs. Number 16, Willow Nightingale. Number 17, Kofi Kingston. And number 18, Myron Reed. So, in my opinion, the only person that you can kind of be like, yo, why is he so high, is Dante Martin. That's just my...
I would have went Scorpio Sky.
Or even Scorpio, and she says Scorpio Sky.
won a title though twice.
But
Scorpio Sky, but he won 2 titles.
Yeah.
But I think that's everybody's opinion.
Right, and that's
Where's
the whole
Musa?
thing. And that's the whole thing about a list is that it is subjective. And my issue to the whole clip that you had shared with us a few days ago, my issue, first things first, is everything. We have we have a right to say our opinions about things, and that's fine. And people are going to agree and disagree. We've been almost 300 episodes in. People are there are going to be people that are never going to get in tune with what we're talking about and agree with anything that we're saying, and we are perfectly okay with that. But us as a community, we have a due diligence to actually teach each other certain things and different things. And my issue with the whole scenario was, and once again, shout out to Kaz. Kaz has always been supportive of the Jobbertears podcast and have nothing but great love and respect for him. But if your issue was with their list, then what you should have did, and it would have honestly put light onto having more conversations about this, what you should have did was you should have went on their platform and had that conversation.
Because he pussy.
Wait, let me finish.
It's because he pussy.
Let me finish, like your brother say. So that's the first things first. Is you should, if that's really how you felt, if you felt the way, you could have, in the words of my good guy Andrew Chase, made that a teachable moment where you could have had that conversation with them, and you could have said your piece, and they could have responded accordingly, and it could have been a conversational piece, and it would have shown the Black community that we don't have to always go against, even though we may disagree. We don't have to go against each other, or we don't have to battle each other. And the fact of the matter was, even if he didn't even play more of the clip, because if you played more of the clip, you would have seen that he had the list that he was talking about was the mix up with what their list is. Their list don't have top 500, top 300. Their list was a top 50. So if you're going to go on somebody else's platform and talk shit about their list, make sure you're talking about the right list first. That's the first things first. And at the end of the day, it's highlighting us. Whether you want to be on it or not, appreciate that they even took the time to acknowledge you for what you did in that year span. Because you had Hit Row. You were on TV. You were North American champion. Like, you had a run. Mm-hmm. So they were acknowledging your accomplishments. Yep. And for you to then go back and then be on some like, well, take me off of that list. I don't want to be a part of that. It's clout chasing. You going on Cash's shit was clout chasing. Period. Because if you really wanted to be a part of the change, and I always tell people, if you're not a part of the solution, you were part of the problem. If you wanted to be a part of the solution, then you would have had that conversation with them. You wouldn't have pussied out and went on some other show and talked about it. Big pussy. When you could have had that, you could have already talked about it. Trash. And I'm glad that Cass even asked that question, because it was something we all was wondering, like on some like, yo, like,
because everybody knows he a hoe.
Like, what are you talking about? Like,
because he a hoe.
But it's upsetting to me because, also too, we personally know the guys that actually put the list together. Mm-hmm. We've had them on our show. We actually went on their show and talked about their list. Mm-hmm. And, us as a Black community, whether it's in media, whether it's in wrestling, everybody's always looking at us with a magnifying glass. Mm-hmm. So when we give them reasons to go against what we're doing, then they're not gonna support what we're doing moving forward. Mm-hmm. If we don't show a unity on the front lines, then how the hell are we ever gonna infiltrate any type of system? How is that even possible? So once again, I stand with my brothers in Blackrasslin podcast and my sis, because as anyone knows, a list is subjective. You can feel how you feel, but how you react to it and how you can learn from it, we all can learn from it. But you took you claimed you labeled it as clout chasing. And in the moment you doing that, it makes all of us look bad, including you. Because what are you doing talking about it? Clout chasing.
And the one thing that I didn't like about it the most is we've been trying to talk about unity within the Black community, especially the Black wrestling, for mad long. And you are low-key causing division. So our white counterparts looking at us, our brown counterparts, our Asian counterparts, all these other counterparts looking at us like, yo, why can't it be united? You understand? It's but so much in that field. And Cass podcast, not even a wrestling podcast. It's a regular podcast. He interviewed different people throughout the life, whatever. But not one time we went on a Black wrestling podcast and had a conversation with it.
You got your own shit.
Yeah.
Yo, you got your own podcast.
You could invite them to your show, and you didn't. But yet, what you did, you went on someone else's and talked shit. You could have said, hey, let's have a conversation on your show and bring more light into the show. But you didn't. You're selfish. That's one. I'm sick and tired of everybody talking about Nets break, generation curses. It's always with finances. No, we got to deal with expressing ourselves and not tearing each other down in public and willing to have a conversation to listen. We don't do that. We spend so much time saying that, fuck this nigga, F this, F this. What happened to that? You know what? I mean, I agree with him. Let me go on the show. And you know what half the people do out there? 45 seconds, they judge you based on that. But won't even watch the whole show to understand where that person is coming from. Now, as a black person who may not know nothing, why would I go on that why would I pay attention to that show on that list if they're clout chasing? Because you already put a bad stigma behind that with your clout, with your...
You don't even know them, and you tried to bury them on somebody else's show.
And with your position in wrestling. What's your position in wrestling? You're a natural... you're a natural athlete. On a show that's
talented. Listen, I don't agree with how he handled that situation, but I will not take away from how talented he is.
Yeah, but we're not talking about his
talent. I do want to put
that
clear.
Let's make it very clear. We're not talking about this man in ring, but what you did, you should know better, son. You should know better. Okay? You understand how important it is to inspire the next generation.
And you know what the best part about it is? He won't give PWI that energy.
No smoke. No smoke. And
he won't give PWI that energy.
They never ranked you in the top 10 ever. How many times they shit on you, Swerve? Come on. No, I'm about to say this. I'm sick and tired of people that don't look like us be shitting on you, son. You said that, yes, sir. I want some more, sir. But with us, you want to fight us, though, right? You want to fight tooth and nails with us. There's countless other black wrestlers that we don't be on our list. For what? We honoring you. Because what? They don't have that white approval, though? This is why it took BET so many years to start the BET Awards. Because us didn't take it seriously. We had to get people who don't look like us to take it over, bring it to the ground, and guess what we did as people? Bring it back up to make it more relevant. This list will not end up like fucking BET. This list will be higher in its own right, with its own merit. I'm sick and tired of black people, especially the dark-skinned ones. Matter of fact, not my, the shade of it, it's about all of us. Like, do not talk about we're breaking generational curses. We make all this money. What about the curse of not having real conversation? What about the curse of hurtness? What about the curse of not trusting each other because someone else put the ideology within us, B? Listen, I love my people, though, son. I'll continue to fight for my people because us people are the most that need that hug.
But I don't know why we sweating this, because at the end of the day...
Because you get so
but the thing is, it's people like that you stay away from.
Why?
And then, because the thing about it, the more energy you give them, the stronger they become. So number one thing, he says, take me off this list. There was absolutely no reason for him to say that. It's literally somebody shouting you out.
Good or bad?
No, it was a good thing.
He was top 20.
He was top 20 on the list. And then at a 50.
Yeah.
And it was showcasing how great he was. That's number one.
With your okay year.
He didn't even have a really good year.
He didn't.
He didn't have a good year at all. They were very lenient with that list when it came to him.
Actually,
especially him. So that was one. But the thing is, they were just giving you flowers and talking about how great you are. Number two, if you didn't want to be on the list, it is what it is. It doesn't hurt your pockets, doesn't hurt your image. But the thing about it, of tweeting at them and trying to diminish what they did. That's number two.
Clown.
Now, number three, you got it mixed up with another list.
That was my biggest thing.
So now I'm watching this. You look stupid.
You ignorant as fuck for no reason.
You look absolutely stupid. And I will call you stupid to your face, Swerve Strickland, because you're a fucking moron.
Like if you
hold on. That's number thing, because you're getting two lists mixed up. Even if you don't like the 500 list, the 500 list is just a list to just like, yo, here.
Showcase them.
Yeah. It's not really like a list like that. It's just like, yo, these are some black wrestlers you should check out. Here's a list of 500.
The fact they had 2 lists, come on, dogs.
Now, but then you never spoke to Blackrasslin because at the end of the day, you had no counter argument. You had nothing to really say. And everything you just said on Kaz's show was a bunch of bullshit. Straight up. It was not anything legit. Maybe I can have a conversation with him later on and we can meet him.
He's not going to have a conversation.
He's not going to have a conversation. Maybe he won't.
Because we black.
And maybe I shouldn't be calling him names.
Yo, Swerve, if you hear this.
He's not going to respond. He's
Nah.
He's going to look at this and say.
Clip this.
Yo,
Shane.
Swerve is not going to look at this.
No,
Shane,
but the thing,
I welcome you to the Jobbertears podcast.
But
I welcome
But the thing about it, you have to understand how certain people move. Because if this could have been solved, yo, come on the show, let's have a conversation. But he didn't.
Right.
He didn't. He needs to be in a place where he feels comfortable. And I'm gonna say this, and nobody probably not gonna agree with me. Swerve is turning into Kanye.
Oof.
He's turning into that Kanye type of vibe.
Why you think Swerve turned to Kanye?
Because he's the way that went down is like you're putting down your people, but boosting up the other people because the PW Wireless never said a word about that.
He would say that had that, but I said on a black man show though.
So
that don't mean nothing.
Didn't Kanye talk to Charlamagne?
That don't mean nothing. But like I
Kaz
said,
is his homeboy.
Yeah.
So you feel safe. But the thing about it, you felt safe to say that comment, but you couldn't keep it real to have a conversation with him.
And that's really my problem. And we'll move on. That's really always going to be my problem is the one thing, about not only our platform, but just the Black wrestling podcast community is like we really are all here together trying to create a safe space. And when you talk all recklessly, that makes all of us look crazy. Like we have and it's something, we've learned, doing the podcast. We all our words carry weight. We have a response as media, even though I don't always say that I don't label us that, but that's really what we are. As media, we have a responsibility to make sure that whatever we're talking about, if it's an opinion, we say it's my opinion statement. If it's a factual statement, we make sure that it's a factual statement that we have confirmed. Like we try our best to make sure that the things that you guys as the viewers and listeners hear are either factual or you understand that this is our opinion. It doesn't, our words hold weight. And I think that's the one thing that he didn't understand was like, if you thought you saying that was not going to get back to the community, baby, it spread like wildfire. So once again, Shane, I welcome you to come and have a conversation because
he won't.
I think it is super imperative. Just make sure you get it approved by Tony first.
No, because Mr. Book said, we got to stop knocking each other. Like, there's to a point where like, yo, you want a list? All right, cool, let's move on. It's not gonna affect my day.
Oh, oops.
So it's not gonna affect my day, and that's the problem with the whole thing.
But all right, we're gonna move on. That was our rant for the week because I have been itching to talk about that all week. But this one went to the bathroom. We was gonna talk about NXT. Did you watch NXT?
No.
Okay, that's fair.
I know. I watched.
You
the clip.
should.
I watched the
You
clip.
should. It was really good.
So Sonya Deville came back.
So Sonya Deville gave the assist to Toxic Attraction while Mandy Rose is out. Once again, our condolences to her. She just lost her brother, so that explains why she was off TV this week. Dealing with that stuff. So, personal life, stuff happens. So, unfortunately, she's been dealing with that. But Sonya Deville came with the assist to Toxic Attraction, where next week on NXT, it will be her versus Alba Fire. They are building up to Halloween Havoc, which I believe is next Saturday on Peacock, and those that are outside of the U.S. on the WWE Network. Which will be next Saturday at 8 o'clock. They have finally filled the last slot in the North American ladder match. So it'll be those 5 gentlemen, Von Wagner, Carmelo Hayes, Wesley, the light bright from NXT UK. I forgot his name. And I forgot the other one's name too. that qualified last night on NXT. But the ladder match is set. This coming week, they have Roxanne Perez will be on SmackDown to find an opponent for Cora Jade. And Cora Jade will be on Raw this coming week to be personally handpicking Roxanne Perez's opponent, which I think is it is a dope thing, which Impact just recently did. Someone else mentioned that online. Impact recently did the same thing, which once again, wrestling is copied. It's okay. Nathan, thank you, Tamara. I was like, I don't know his name for nothing. And then, oh shit, we didn't even talk about SmackDown.
What happened on SmackDown?
Legado.
Oh!
Legado is here. What your girl
Vega.
Selena?
So that was I really
that
liked that.
Hard.
Selena once again showing why she's valuable to the company. B.
No, that was a great.
Listen, I've been waiting for them to come up. I'm excited for them. I'm telling you, Santos Escobar is going to be the Alberto that they wanted.
No, he's gonna be a world champion. He's gonna be a world champion.
He's going to be He's gonna be that. So I just thought about that. I was like, oh shit, look,
he's gonna be the world champion. He's gonna be the world champion.
Cody. Cody fighting.
Oh, that's gonna be fire.
Yo, so that's
Suit game versus Suit game.
Yo, so that's why I wasn't
Mexicans
upset.
versus Americans.
Oh, wow, Mexican
Mixed versus
match.
pure breed.
Wow, okay. That's why I wasn't mad that Seth won the U.S. title, because imagine the U.S. champion versus the American Nightmare. Come on, y'all. Come on. That's what I'm saying.
It's only right for you.
Only right. When you hear Cody's music pop, when Seth defends his title, won that first time, and Cody's music hits,
I hope Cody
y'all ain't gonna be ready.
I mean, like I hope Cody changed the U.S. title with the white straps, B. Nah. The greatest IC belt ever. White straps IC title that Cody introduced back, B. Think about it, son. Dolph versus Miz, career versus belt. The Miz run, Seth run. Come on.
Okay, so
the Romans run.
We've all been wondering about where do we end the whole Miz and Dexter Lumis bit. And it's coming next week on Raw. It will be the Miz finally getting his chance against Dexter Lumis. If Dexter Lumis wins, he gets contracted to WWE. And then if the Miz wins, then Dexter Lumis must leave and never bother him, never again. So it's interesting to see where that leads.
Shout out to Stephanie Hardy.
Shout out to Steph for coming. Shout out to Stephanie and all the ladies that were on the Comic-Con panel this past weekend. On Friday. From what I heard nothing but great things. Stephanie had an amazing time, and then she also experienced her first viewing party. So that was pretty dope to have her in the building.
It was good to see her though. Like,
it was. No, it was. I was like, girl, I just saw you yesterday. But it was so good. It's always good to see people coming into town and showing us love. So it's always love for her. What else on NXT? Too, like, I had told her, I was like, next time you got to bring the boyfriend. You got to be a collector package.
You know what's like what's his name again? Damn, I feel bad. Well, that's not his last name either. Well, Stephanie Hardy's boyfriend. I know you're listening to this. I know you're laughing at it. You're probably grinning right now. Oh, they mentioned to me. Yeah, dog. We're talking to you.
Well, she says he's an introvert, so he may not be grinning, but
in his head.
Okay, fair. I was like, I don't think so.
Shout you out, King. I see you out here, man. You need to come out here, me. Like, we love you out here in these streets, B.
Mr. Biggs 84. Shout out to you on your Twitch. It looks like you're being active in the comments. Thank you so much. Oh, also JANELLE is how you spell my name. It's okay. Everybody spells it wrong. So don't feel bad. He asks, how did we feel about the DX part? On Raw, it was nostalgic. It was dope. Being there live. That's what I said. Being there live, I was afraid that on TV it wouldn't translate. And like when DX came out, like everybody that grew up was singing the words to the song, sucking, all that shit. It was everything. So it was really dope. And it was dope how, I guess, because when you had a live show, you don't hear commentary, but Corey Graves, I guess, mentioned Billy playing off Office Supplies, which is a good playoff. And then, when Road Dogg did the whole call out thing, and then we said, us in New York said, Mr. Ass, Billy Gunn, So it was a good feel good moment. I think a lot of people were anticipating and expecting a lot more, and it's just like 25 years, they old. Trips is like one heart attack away. Like Sean can't even bend down the same. We just not gonna.
And he caught himself too. Like
we not gonna stress ourselves.
If you know, Triple H caught himself too. Like he's like.
Because, it probably was a while, listen, it's a while since you do that. No, it's okay. I told you everybody does it, so it's fine. I was trying to wait for your brother to come back so we could talk about AEW. But anything else on NXT that jumped at me? I'm trying to think. Listen, a huge fan of Andrew Chase. I don't care what anybody says. I love Chase U. I think it's the dopest thing. You know what I realized, and people may, be against it, may be for it. I like that Triple H is kind of low-key focusing on bringing back factions.
Yes.
And I think it is a very healthy way of, rotating people for matches and getting different storylines and things like that. I mean, you have on SmackDown, you got the Bloodline. You got Legado now.
They said that
you got Hit Row.
Breaker. They said Sonya Deville.
Who said that? I'm gonna bring pause for what I said. That spear. First of all, I didn't even. So once again, WWE production team needs raises like every week because their shit is like top notch. But the cameraman, the way he positioned himself, you didn't even see Braun pop. I knew somebody was gonna come, and I thought it was gonna be the JD kid. It was fucking Braun Breaker. I said, oh, shit. I popped. Because I was like, oh, I didn't even think he would do that. But I think it'll be a very interesting triple threat match. Tamara goes, when are we getting Chase U? Listen, if I can get Andrew Chase versus Chad Gable.
Yo.
Bro, I wouldn't even know what to wear. I would have to split a shirt and have it go shoosh and then Chase U on one side. Because I love both.
Personally, I'll be real. The matches is a given. They both professional athletes. They nice. I'm looking for the promos and the skits that they'll do together. That's what I'm looking for.
Yo, the Chase U promos that they do on NXT is so dope and adorable.
Son. Think about them two are entertainers.
Yeah.
So there could be a scene where Chase U it's not a real university. And next you know, it really is a university.
Yeah, this week the girl had the blueprint. They was building the school for Chase U. I just love the fact that they really, it's a lot. You can invest in the characters, and that's the beauty in wrestling when you can invest in what you're watching.
Do you think that we overcomplicate characters now?
I think we expect a lot more before letting it all play out.
Okay.
I think we're all guilty of that. I'm guilty of it. You want to see we're used to the immediate, that you're gonna get from it, but not letting it wait in summer. A lot of people have issue with Karrion Kross's whole gimmick and ambiance and stuff like that. Oh, sorry.
You just got that.
And I'm just you just gonna have to let that simmer. And if you jump on board, great. If not, it's not everything is not for everybody. So that's just the first thing first. What I like and what you like sometimes are very different, and that's okay.
Yo, clearly, man. Once again, my Millennium Champion with that promo to make my dick hard.
I don't even know.
Adam Page.
Okay, we're gonna.
My God!
So we're gonna translate to the AEW. I was hooked until the crowd buried the both of them, and I
don't give a fuck about the crowd.
Yo, I was so upset. I was like, oh damn, but they didn't believe in it, and that's where the issue is for me. I was like, damn, they didn't even let it. But your man Orange Cassidy is new All-Atlantic champion, which he should have won in the first place.
Orange Cassidy is the most underrated wrestler out right now.
Super underrated. Well, the purist said there's an issue that he put the belt in his book bag.
What?
Purist said that he should never put the belt in his book bag.
Why not?
Why he gotta carry it?
Because
he gonna carry it on his back.
Yo, can I ask you a real question on wrestling? Is from your opinion, if somebody had to ask you what is wrestling, what do you tell them?
What would I tell them?
Yeah.
I would tell them it's a blockbuster movie in real life.
You, Janelle?
Ask me one more time.
If someone asks you to describe wrestling, what would you tell them?
Describe wrestling? Fairy tale.
Okay.
Wrestling at times reminds me of when you were growing up and you were getting The Lion King, you were getting all these different cartoon movies like Mermaid and Hunchback of Notre Dame. That genre of children's movies reminds me of wrestling because there's so many different characters, so many different things going on. People hate each other, people love each other. It's in its own world. So that's kind of why like wrestling for me is like fairy tales.
For me, wrestling is combat theater.
Okay.
Like that's how I see it though, 'cause especially being in it though, because like the referee is just like, man, we like the.
You guys are the glue for the match.
Listen,
and a lot of people don't realize that.
Listen, I be fucking up sometimes, B. and I be feeling that a lot of people low key don't want to yell at me because just my energy, because I'm just so positive and I'm receptive, because they low key be like kind of raise the voice, and I look at them like this, like, well, I'm trying to say, I'm looking like I don't have to. I don't know. That's how people feel. Like I look at people, I don't have to. Like I never have to yell. But this is some grimy shit in wrestling though. But to me, that's how I feel. It's combat theater, because you have to be a good actor in the ring and outside the ring.
Yeah, that's why I loved that. I love what Joey did on Raw, like because the side I was sitting on was opposite of TV, so I saw him come out running to the ring after that promo. And even at the end of the match, after Omos had chokeslammed them both, he sold all the way back to the backstage. Like, ran back the same way he came in, selling it, hurt. Like, like, I was just like, that's how you sell. That's what you do.
That's how you get signed. That's how you get noticed.
That's what they remember. Man. They're not going to remember, like, and then that's it. They're gonna remember. If you guys looking for a good quality school, they teach you all the basics of the wrestling, B. From your in-ring character, your out-ring character, how you carry yourself as a true wrestler. Battle Club Pro presents Fallout Shelter. There you go.
You're the type of person, man, you want to get trained by Amazing Red?
Go to House of Glory.
That's it, dog.
There are options, ladies and gentlemen.
There's all options, B. But affordable and everything. We got hood prices, B. But we don't. But like we're not hood rap prices. Hood prices, B.
Live commercials. But back to A-Dubs.
A-Dubs.
So
that's
once
like
again,
what you say. A-Dubs.
A-Dubs. That's how we say it at home. A-Dubs. So we start off with the debut of Renee Paquette, a part of AEW's team.
That was put in John Moxley's contract.
What?
Put my wife on 2. We gonna make this a 2-income household, the way it used to be. So what's shout out to Renee for coming back, but I just want them to figure out how they're gonna use her and use her right. Like, don't waste her time.
But the thing is, why do you need to use me right? You're paying me. I'm signed to a 2-year contract, a guaranteed contract. Oh, you only use me once a month? I'll go home.
But so my thing was, she started off.
Are we only people over there who see the bigger picture of this shit?
She started off on Dynamite and like calling out Christian Cage. He came out with the arm sling, blah blah blah, talk all that shit, blah blah blah. I didn't like the ending of that match, and I'm gonna get to that. But then the next scene she was in was with Nyla, and then she kind of faded. They pushed her to the back. I was like, what was the point? I said, this is what Tony Schiavone goes through every week. Now y'all gonna do it to Renee? Come on.
It's fine. I'm still getting paid.
It's not okay.
Weekly. It looks okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on, WWE has also shifted some commentary teams. I actually really did miss Byron Saxton on commentary. It's weird seeing him backstage. Yeah. So I don't know if that's gonna hit. But
and that good, like don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with the guys on commentary. I think they're all great, but I just feel like I kind of miss a 3-man on Raw.
Nah, 3-man is a bit.
No. I feel like they had the perfect formula with them 3. The other guy, Brian.
Yeah.
The formula was perfect. Don't get me wrong. That dude at first, he was kind of rough a little bit, but then as night progressed, he was nice.
I've always liked his backstage stuff, so I wasn't concerned about him on commentary. But Booker T back on commentary on NXT.
He's lead commentary?
Yeah.
With Vic Joseph, which I love Vic Joseph.
Now everyone say that that bootlicking paid off.
No.
Yo, niggas be shit
but
on T for
but it wasn't even like 10 minutes into NXT, and my man he already hit niggas with the shucky quack quack. I said, oh Lord,
quack quack.
Oh Lord, how do we do this?
So we're not gonna talk about Sean Spears becoming the perfect 10 again?
No, we are gonna talk about that because it's so funny because I was asking about him last week. Wasn't I asked about him last week?
Spoke him up. He heard
and
you.
Then, I spoke him into a whole list. I asked about him last week, then kind of find out his wife's pregnant. And then found out that they had been they had been going through a journey of their fertility. Because, like, on her Instagram, because I went deep. So I was like, oh, that's so nice. Then he pops up on Dynamite. I was just like, what? I was like, it's Canada. I guess we're going to just re-debut all the Canadians on this episode.
But he came out as the perfect 10.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Didn't he hate that gimmick?
He needs to shave the middle of that fucking hair in the middle of the fucking...
I mean, he's the perfect uno.
It's weird.
How you say 10 in Spanish?
Diaz?
Yeah, he's the perfect Diaz.
Is he Spanish?
No.
Copyright infringement.
It's Canadian.
Just in case, you know? Just in
But
case.
the thing about it, I was just like, what?
Like you said,
No, how about...
you work once a week.
No, but how about that whole segment was, what? The whole thing.
What they doing FTR?
What are they doing with Warlow? The fact... woo! I've been waiting to talk about this. The fact that y'all have the audacity, you guys built up Warlow with the whole MJF thing, which was great. One of the top things that was going on at that time was Warlow's getting his freedom papers. Mm-hmm. Now he got his freedom papers. And now y'all just keep tagging him with people. Y'all won't even give him his own like he is the TNT champion, but you I bet you forget.
You tie him with
you tie him with another champion.
Yeah. Which is fine.
And now you guys are tag team.
He's the ROH. Is he the ROH?
Yeah.
Television champion.
Oh, shout out to my son Prince Nana getting that check 2 weeks in a row.
I'm all about Prince Nana getting that check.
Shout out to Brian Cage. You know, finally, I get a chance of wrestling.
Barely.
But the thing, so
he caught the Powerbomb Symphony all last week.
The one thing going right with that company, and I would say, is the World Championship, because they really have something going on, like storyline wise, between Adam and
even Ring of Honor champion too.
Huh? He said
the story Ring of Honor champion now too.
Yeah, and
but that's only because it's Jericho. I bet you if it was Jonathan Gresham, he wouldn't have.
But the thing about it, you are seeing storylines, and Daniel Garcia is doing something with Jericho. Those are the main storylines going on. After that, everything falls apart.
Everything fades to the black. We got fucking Nyla Rose holding the TBS title hostage.
That's kind of cool.
But then, to me, I feel like it degrades Jade.
No, it doesn't.
If you're this unstoppable, undefeated, how the fuck do you let somebody take your title and still have it?
She stole it for her.
Why haven't you gotten it back?
That's the whole point. She stole it from her.
I don't like it.
She stole the belt from her.
I'm not sold on that.
Same thing happened with rocking Stone Cold.
Like,
she stole it from her. Like, literally, somebody can get stolen. That's what happened. She stole it from her.
But
she's defending like it's hers.
And then has a match with Anna Jay on Rampage.
Explain
that shit was funny.
What?
That shit was funny.
Okay.
Oh,
that shit was funny. I don't care what nobody says.
This is a case of what works for one doesn't work for all.
You know what?
I'm not signed up
for
that.
You think? Okay. I never watched wrestling in my life. I just see the storyline. Why do you think it makes sense? Okay.
Because she's rubbing it in her face. I got your title.
Okay, no, that part I get. That part I understand.
And I'm defending it.
Yeah, that's what makes it so
good. But it makes Jay look pussy.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
For me, it makes her look. You are undefeated. How you got some other bitch using your title as a way to get on TV? I don't get it.
That's great.
Get it.
That is great.
You're looking up too deep into that.
I don't get it.
Okay.
And then it's so funny.
I get it though what you're saying.
And you know what else I realized after watching Dynamite last night? I said they have showcased this interim women's champion more than the actual women's champion, and that is a whole nother problem.
Because he didn't like Thunder Rosa.
So why you signed her?
Then why did you make it interim? Strip of the title.
Exactly.
Because then if and when she decides to resume herself into the picture, Tony Storm's gonna already had a better title run.
And then you make Tony Storm the champion.
You could have already done that.
But the thing about it would have looked funny because you had an interim AEW men's champion. So the thing is,
then you stripped them after you suspended them. So it actually interim thing.
She's not suspended.
Correct. I understand that part of it. The interim part off rip doesn't make sense.
But it doesn't. Period. But the thing about he did it for the men's side, so he's gonna do it for the women's side. That's the only reason.
On the internet.
That's the only reason why he did it.
No.
I wouldn't have done
I see. No. I see your concern.
No, that makes perfect sense because I did it for the men's.
I gotta do it for the women.
So I'm gonna do it for the women's.
But Tony's an internet hoe.
So that's the main reason why. That's the main reason why. Now the women's division, I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that.
Yo, where is the ROH Women's Champion?
She's injured. Mercedes Martinez is injured.
So you can put the belt on Willow?
They're not going to do anything with ROH.
But so Wilkins. They do a great job. They're on television.
No, they're not on television.
Yes, they are. Jericho's on television.
Jericho is not an original ROH person.
It doesn't matter. It's on television.
The Ocho.
It doesn't matter. Samoa Joe got a title.
And I don't even know why, because he hasn't defended that in a while either.
FTR got a title.
Once again, I
don't. FTR doesn't get booked.
But so Wilkins, man, you don't know nothing. You just have muscles.
They get booked to do segments.
Yo, wait. Hold up. Why the women been in tag team matches? The only person who gets single matches is Jade. Why every other woman's tag team matches?
They're trying to make Jade better.
But
I understand that.
But then you don't.
But
even,
every woman doing tag team matches every week.
God.
He doesn't know how to book women's wrestling outside of Brit.
He really don't know how to book.
You book it like a man.
You really don't know how to book. Period. That's the problem.
he doesn't know what he's doing exactly when it comes to the women's division.
So my thing is this way. I'm sorry to cut you off, Janelle.
No.
Is all years of wrestling, you can't figure it out.
But the thing is, he doesn't listen to anybody
else. Don't listen to nobody.
So the thing with the women's division, there's no direction. And it's just throwing shit at the wall.
And seeing if it sticks.
But bro, you literally have templates.
He doesn't care.
It don't
You
matter.
literally have all these women that's let them listen. Nyla Rose, I tell you.
But at least Nyla's feuding with Jade.
I again.
So they have a storyline going on
already.
Cool, but I'm sick and tired of women tag team matches.
So yeah.
And that's fine. But that's what you gonna get. It's either that or you're not gonna get nothing.
I watch WWE for more. You know what? WWE, Impact, NXT have different variety of women matches. So you know what? I got something else.
I love how NXT does present their women's division.
I got Battle Club matches too. You know.
Yes.
You know. Spice versus Sarah. I'm looking forward for that match.
But let's talk
about. Shout out to Scott
Ricans. Let's talk
about Battle Club. Shout out to Joe.
The promo between Moxley and Hangman Page, which is building up to their matches coming Tuesday. Dynamite will be on this coming Tuesday.
NBA starts next week, baby. Let's go next. Pick your team from now. Niggas going to cheat pick the Warriors.
The reason why they're on Tuesday nights is because actually of the playoffs for MLB for baseball. So, but I watch
baseball, so
you were hype about, and you know when Hank, all I saw was, remember in Friday After Next when he goes, Damon, I'm not a boy, I'm a man. Yeah. That's all I saw. That is exact that whole. I don't know if he watched that scene before he came out, because that's all I saw when he talked. He was like, I am not a boy, Damon. I am a man. So he told Moxley, which I thought it was a lot of passion. It gave me. I was like I told you, I was hooked until the crowd started chanting MJF. And I was like, oh, fuck.
But then again, MJF was there, though.
He was there.
Yeah. They say that MJF, yo, what you going to do, MJF? Like, I get it from that standpoint, but I kind of feel like, yo, if MJF is featured in this, they did their job. Because
But the thing about it, MJF is so good as a heel that he's no longer a heel.
So do you think something he said last week? Something he said yesterday. He said, "Good guys don't get nowhere." So do you think
he's turning into an anti-hero? Mm-hmm. And the thing about it, and it goes back to what I say: wrestling fans don't like baby faces.
Yeah.
The person getting the biggest pop right now is MJF.
It's supposed to be the biggest asshole in the company.
But the thing about it should be your Moxley. It should be your Page. The fact that the crowd was chanting MJF during that segment is like, what are you doing?
But you okay. I'm not negating what you say. I'm agreeing with you. But I kind of see it as, I compare it to when two people used to wrestle and then chant John Cena. You understand? And John Cena was not in the ring.
That makes it worse. They're burying the people in the ring.
Listen. And that's not compared to, because that's worse because John Cena was not there. Or they chant, Daniel Bryan, whoever, CM Punk, they're not in the arena at all. Compared to MJF, who's in the arena and possibly in that storyline, you forget a lot of these dudes are into the dirt sheets. So in that instance, I kind of see it as, I see what y'all mean, but he was still there. They kept on focusing on him. So I see what you mean. Also, because
like on TV, the camera was on. Like they would pan the camera up to MJF sitting in the skybox with the little token thing, and that's fine. But there as a like how you that example with John Cena. If let's say if in Brooklyn, if that whole Austin Theory and Johnny Gargano match was going on, and niggas just start going let's just start chanting Seth Rollins' name. He's in the building, but he's not there.
But it's different because he was part. Like, listen, he was key.
I get that he's a part of the storyline, so it's that connection of him being he's a part of the he's a part of the triangle relation. He's a part of this three-way, and I get where you're saying that, but as from my point of view, if the point of the segment was to highlight and put over Hangman Page, the moment the focus was on somebody else, it took that focus away from him.
Okay, I see what you mean.
The focus was supposed to be him coming back, talking shit to Mox, because Moxley said all that shit when he wasn't there. So now he's there. So now he's like, well, I know now you're not gonna say nothing because I'm right here. And I like that whole segment was for Hangman Page. And like I said, the moment the focus went like on camera, the focus went to MJF and then went back to them, and that's fine because as someone watching on TV, you can correlate the what they're doing. But as a fan in the building, the moment you start chanting somebody else's name, the attention goes off of everybody in the ring.
But the thing about it's not even that. It's the fact that, like, for me is like MJF is supposed to be the biggest heel in your company. And they're
popping for him.
And they're chanting for him. Like, to be honest, like, wrestling fans have killed the babyface. I keep saying this over and over again. Wrestling fans have killed them.
Why you feel that wrestling fans killed babyfaces?
Because you motherfuckers are depressed motherfuckers. Name one super over babyface.
Bianca Belair.
Outside of that. Because it's literally so outside
even like she get hate
well,
for no reason.
Could we say Cody for like 2.5 seconds?
It's so let's see. It's Cody, Bianca Belair. Who else? I'm talking about way over babyface. Ray Mysterio will always be over as a babyface.
He don't count. He don't count.
But that's
he does count though because he's still there.
But then again, he still counts the babyface.
Who said? I would have said Randall.
Willow,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Shout outs to my sis.
I would say Willow.
So proud of her.
Cody Rhodes.
Ooh, somebody said Oscar.
But Oscar's not on TV like that. I can't even count that.
And Oscar really don't. You don't know when she heal her face.
Yeah, Oscar's be talking shit. But at the end
like
of the
EO.
day, you can't name 10 way over baby
Braun Breaker. That's a good one.
But he does borderline heel stuff.
Yeah, that dude after the match was heel shit.
The spear this week was heel shit.
Yeah, so
that's the
I
only time
I can't even really go for that.
Samoa Joe.
We go through this conversation every week, and it keeps coming back.
Teethers, and he's always teethers.
You can say Wardlow.
Yes.
You can argue Wardlow, but that's not that many. Heels run this. Like, John Moxley's supposed to be their biggest babyface. He acts like he does heel shit.
Because Moxley don't give a fuck.
He fights like a heel.
Yeah.
This is an anti-hero.
And he does take a lot of the he does a lot of the what's the thing called again when he does shout out the babyface in matches.
Yeah, and the thing is, so it's that segment was a great example of like babyfaces aren't over. The Adam Page, John Moxley segment was like, yo, babyfaces really aren't over in wrestling because they were chanting MJF.
True.
Who hasn't even won the world championship yet.
Only he has won just a bunch of rings.
Yes. Has he even been TNT champion? No.
He never won a championship.
But MJF was being chanted during your main event segment. That's your main event segment.
That shit was wild.
That's your main event promo segment. And they're chanting MJF. Dang. Wrestling fans hate baby faces.
Because
and it's listen, you like what you like. It ain't nothing but a G thing at the end of the day. But I will say though that Jey Uso, we're gonna slowly end off. But Jey Uso is going to be in a lot of trouble this Friday on SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you tune in. Bray Wyatt, like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, is exclusive to SmackDown, so he will be appearing. I wouldn't. Had I known that, I would have just went to New Orleans instead of going to Barclays. I'm so upset. It's like, fuck. I wish I'd have known that. I got options in New Orleans. I could have went, but yeah, it's just. I mean, I think for the most part, it's interesting the shift in wrestling and the excitement of wrestling is where it's going. Babyfaces. I mean, to each his own. I mean, I always like a good heel, so I don't.
Everybody does.
I don't. But also too, I think because we grew up in that anti-hero era, like that's what we're used to. We're used to one person being the bad guy to certain people, but us still liking it. But
then also, you also gotta understand, most babyfaces can't cut promos.
Yeah.
William Yuta gets eaten alive.
I don't know why they did that. It was a good match, and I liked the storytelling in the match in itself. But when he was on that top rant with Tony Schiavone, I said, why would they let this boy do that?
Bro, he's horrible.
Why would he get him eaten alive?
He's horrible. And the thing about it, I actually like him as a wrestler.
Yeah.
But he can't cut a promo. Yo, and the thing about it, you want it to be real? Baby faces need to be better than an average heel when it comes to promos. Because when you're cutting a babyface promo, you have to uplift the guy at the same time, but also look like you can defend against the guy. So if I'm cutting a promo against you and I'm a babyface, I can't talk shit about you. I can't go to low blow up. I can't say low blow things about you.
That's why Raymond Mysterio is the best babyface of all time.
And he can barely cut a promo.
He can't even beat his own son.
But that's babyface stuff. That's why that storyline is working so well, because Ray is having feelings about, I can't hit my kid. Which is why I never understood when they have women versus men matches, and the guy's the babyface, and he's doing heel shit.
Like put it over his knees, spanking her.
Yeah, literally. Women versus men matches should be straight psychology and character work. Unless the chick is like 3 times your size, which is 9 out of 10 of the time, that's never the thing.
If you want to check out a great intergender match, check out Main Event versus Thick and Juicy. Right now, available on Title Match, sponsored by the Jobbertears podcast.
But that was 2 baby faces going up against each other.
Yeah.
But they still put in that work.
But it didn't do heel stuff.
They didn't. Nope.
That is the thing, is that nobody knows how to be a baby face. Niggas, no. Because most wrestlers got made fun of when they were kids. Yes. Let's keep it a buck. 8 out of 10, if you became a wrestler, you were getting made fun of when you were a kid.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. And then 8 out of 10 of those people, 4 out of 8 of those people were losers. And then they grow up and they get angry, and they get some muscle and they get some pussy because now they're wrestlers and they're famous.
And the 4 out of 8 can't even cut a promo.
And they can't cut a promo because they have no people skills.
And you talking to her right now, like, you know how many times we talking to her, yo, bro, I'd be like, yo, I love what you do in the ring. Oh, thank you. Yo, you all right, man? Oh, yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. Nigga, look up. Nigga, look at my eyes when you talking to me.
And then shake your head like mad dead, like.
Well, as these two would love to give a lesson in how to be a babyface, we must go. So,
once again, I will say this: most babyfaces in wrestling can't cut good promos.
Listen, if you are a babyface in professional wrestling and you feel like you can cut a promo, please send it to Jobbertears podcast. We would love to play it. We would love
Cesaro
to
can't cut a promo either.
Cesaro can't talk for shit. That's why that whole Combat Club shit, I don't even sign up for that because no.
Matter of fact, you know who goes back and forth as a babyface? Daniel Bryan. Yeah. Bryan Danielson.
But it's because he plays a really good heel.
Yeah.
In his ROH days, he was a bad guy.
Jericho too.
Because he's an angry person.
Jericho too could do it.
I read Daniel's book.
Oh,
he's a vegan.
Daniel
They're angry.
It's because he ain't got no stake in him. He upset.
He angry all the time.
He ain't got the cow in him.
I can't even count them because they're like legends. And words of my nigga Ronaldo, they're legends. You know how he talks, man.
I'm asleep.
You know, they legends, baby.
Yeah,
they legends, baby.
Yo, he like, they're legends. Like, you hear every word. So my son Ronaldo, they're legends. So they don't count.
His mama did teach him how to pronounce words. So
very
she was a
good.
teacher,
She's done, they're legends.
Yeah.
They're
legends.
Shout out to Ronaldo. Yo, shout out to nigga Iz, man. You know?
Yeah.
I miss Iz, though. So shout out to my son, Big Baby.
You know, is married right now?
Yo, he got married for real?
No, he's like fake married.
Oh, I
He
was
lives with his girl, throwing dick at her.
Yeah.
We're not gonna put his business out there. All right, guys, thank you so much. Those that have been on the live feed, thank you guys for participating this week. I'm just saying too. I'm just saying too. No, he's not lame. He's probably he get more bitches out here than most niggas do.
Mad niggas.
I saw Rolando tight.
Anyway, once again, you can catch this episode along with all of our episodes on the Jobbertears Podcast Network on all social media platforms. Once again, we will be at Those Wrestling Girls 4-year anniversary show November 5th. Make sure to come out and support. If you are interested in sponsoring for the girls event, make sure to hit them up directly.
Description below.
We'll be back at Legends for Full Gear, and we will be back at Legends for Survivor Series. So make sure to just be on the lookout for that. We're, capping off the year. 2023 is around the corner, so we're really excited. Once again, thank you guys that are on the live feed that have been joining us during the show. We appreciate you. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much. As always, I'm Janelle from HR here with Sir Wilkins and Mrblacc. # Black Excellence. # We Are Out. This nigga here.
Nothing grows back here. That's a damn shame. He a legend. Shout out to Roro.
I'm asleep.
Yeah, I told just like him. He a legend. You know how he says legend?
I know how he talks.
Life is over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Trying to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.